We all must have heard that things can get wild in Vegas, and this is reflected in the famous phrase, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." Well, one such vacation has been part of Dennis Rodman's life, and if you are his fan, well, you'll be interested in knowing what happened there. What's up, ballers? Welcome to Ball Out, the channel that takes you on incredible adventures with some of the most legendary athletes in the game. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into one of the most iconic moments in NBA history, Dennis Rodman's wild and crazy Vegas vacation. Join us as we follow the infamous Worm on a journey through the glitz, glamour, and debauchery of Sin City, as he takes a break from the court and lets loose like only he can. From the casinos to the clubs, we'll be there every step of the way as Rodman immerses himself in the Vegas lifestyle, creating memories that will last a lifetime. So sit back, relax, and get ready to go behind the scenes of one of basketball's wildest adventures. This is Rodman's Vegas vacation, and you won't want to miss it. Philander and Shirley Rodman had Dennis Keith Rodman in Trenton, New Jersey on May 13, 1961. Dennis's father, an Air Force enlistee, left his mother and two younger sisters to raise themselves when he was 3 years old. Despite his NBA success, Rodman hasn't seen his father in 25 years. Dennis Rodman's success surprises him. He told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, "I should work 9 to 5 like every Joe Blow." As a child, Rodman was weak and timid, so bullies picked on him. Rodman grew to 6'8" in a year. He received a basketball scholarship to Southern Eastern Oklahoma State University after a year at Cookie County Junior College in Dallas. He went there in 1983, doubting his abilities. Rodman led the NAIA in rebounds as a junior and senior in 1985 and 1986, averaging 16.1 points per game and 17.8 rebounds per game. Other than that, let's run it. He was an All-American senior and was drafted by the Detroit Pistons in a second round of the 1986 NBA draft. Rodman played forward for the Pistons in 1986 and 87, where Coach Chuck Daly and the Bad Boys welcomed him. Rodman excelled professionally. After winning consecutive NBA titles in 1989 and 1990, the Pistons became known as Bad Boys worldwide. Rodman was named NBA Defensive Player of the Year in 1990 and 1991 for his role in the Pistons' defense. In 1994 and 95, Rodman's rebelliousness caused the Spurs to miss the NBA Finals. Rodman liked being traded to the 1990s best team, the Chicago Bulls, during contract renegotiations. After being traded to the Bulls, Rodman's bad behavior continued. Dennis Rodman challenged coaches and league officials and partied hard, dating Madonna and covering his body in tattoos, piercings, and day-glow hair. During his second marriage to Carmen Electra, he even married himself. Rodman's mood swings and erratic behavior worried even his biggest fans. Most Rodman fans liked him as a bad boy. Now, we've already established that Rodman was known for being a wild card and behaving inappropriately. Well, one such incident got a little out of hand. Yeah, we're talking about the time the former NBA athlete disappeared in Vegas. Dennis Rodman's love for Las Vegas was well known throughout his career, and he often made headlines for his wild trips to Sin City. Rodman, a mysterious figure, had played through the first part of the 1998 season as the backup to Jordan while Pippen was out with an injury. The return of Pippen, though, prompted Rodman to make the unprecedented request of an in-season vacation for Jordan and Jackson. Jordan himself dragged a sleepy Rodman out of his hotel room and escorted him back to the squad after Rodman negotiated down his Vegas stay from 72 hours to 48. Rodman missing a number of games during his one-week absence was only one of the many strange aspects of the story. During the 1998 NBA Finals, Rodman famously took a quick trip to Vegas between games, blowing nearly $20,000 in chips and returning just in time to play Game 2. But this wasn't the only time Rodman escaped to Vegas during the season. In the midst of the 1997-1998 NBA season, he went missing for 48 hours, causing panic among his teammates and coaches. It wasn't until Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson flew to Vegas to drag him back to Chicago that he finally returned. Rodman's Vegas escapades were legendary, and he often rubbed shoulders with other celebrities and high rollers during his trips. His ability to party all night and come back fresh for games was nothing short of remarkable, and it's a testament to his physical and mental toughness. But for all the fun and excitement of his Vegas trips, there was also a darker side. Rodman's heavy gambling and partying took a toll on his personal life and finances, and he struggled with addiction and financial troubles throughout his career. After Pippen returned on January 10th against the Warriors, the Bulls' Big Three played in 5 consecutive games before returning to action on January 18th against the Rockets. Jackson requested a 48-hour grace period because Rodman was planning to travel to Las Vegas, and the Bulls didn't have another game planned until January 21st. Well, the vacation request was granted, and off he went to Vegas with his then-wife Carmen Electra. Rodman, though, did not show up for the game against the Charlotte Hornets at home. The Hornets, who moved to New Orleans and became the Pelicans before relocating back to Charlotte in the mid-2000s, had a good 23-16 record heading into the game against the Bulls. Jordan scored 33 points to display his usual domination. Pippen added 14 as the Bulls crushed the Hornets 110-79. Glenn Rice, Charlotte's leading scorer, hit just 4 of 18 from the floor for 10 points, significantly below his 22.3 points per game average. The next night, the Bulls go to New Jersey, where Jordan scores 32 points and Pippen adds 19 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds in the overtime victory. New Jersey, Jason Williams scored 23 points and grabbed 23 rebounds in Rodman's absence. The Bulls reunited to Chicago via airplane, while Jordan continued on to Las Vegas to get Pippen. Rodman played 34 minutes and 14 seconds in his first game back from the multi-day escapade in Utah, grabbing 14 rebounds in a 101-94 loss. Rodman didn't sit out any more games during the regular season or postseason. Rodman played an average of 36.2 minutes per game over his final 40 regular season games before dropping to 34.4 minutes per game in the playoffs. Despite his off-court antics, Dennis Rodman was a crucial member of the Chicago Bulls during their NBA championship runs in the 1990s. His energy, his tenacity on the court were unmatched, and he consistently put up impressive numbers even in the midst of his wild lifestyle. During the 1997 NBA Finals, Rodman's Vegas adventure with Billy Corgan was just one example of his unstoppable energy. Despite staying up all night and getting drunk, he still managed to show up to the press conference and shoot around with the team the next day. But his desire to return to Vegas after the press conference showed just how much he thrived on excitement and adventure. Even the disapproval of his coach and teammates couldn't stop him from seeking out new experiences and pushing the limits of what was possible. And it wasn't just in the finals that Rodman's energy proved unstoppable. Throughout his career, he was known for his incredible rebounding abilities, often leading the league in rebounds per game. His tireless work ethic and determination on the court made him a valuable asset to any team he played for. But despite his success, Rodman's off-court behavior often overshadowed his achievements on the court. His partying and controversial behavior made him a divisive figure in the sports world, with some fans and analysts viewing him as a liability rather than an asset. However, for those who knew him personally, Rodman's energy and larger-than-life personality were part of what made him so special. He was a player who lived to the fullest, and his passion and dedication to the game were unmatched. Rodman's legacy as a player and person is complicated, but his impact on the NBA and sports is unquestionable. His unstoppable energy and fearless attitude inspire fans and players, showing that sometimes those who push the limits leave the biggest mark. Rodman tried more than basketball. He unsuccessfully tried acting and wrestling. Rodman wrote 3 autobiographies, As Bad as I Want to Be in 1995, Walk on the Wild Side in 1997, and I Should Be Dead Now in 2005. But he became less famous over time. He was the first American to meet North Korea new leader Kim Jong-un at a Harlem Globetrotters basketball game in 2013. The U.S. government opposed the trip, which was conceived and funded by the American media company, and public reaction ranged from amusement to criticism of Rodman for allowing Kim to use him for international attention. So that's a wrap on the video. I hope you like it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.